From the unexplained to the mundane, come join us on a journey to the fringe. Hello and welcome to Journey to the Fringe, where we are following up as part 2 of the missing or dead scientists. And boy, I hope they're more exciting than the last ones, because that left a lot to be desired.
I'm really excited for this one. I'm really looking forward to it. From what I'm promised is going to be the list, what we should be looking at as the list.
I think that's a reasonable way to put it,
yeah.
Actually. For somebody who hasn't seen this part of the list, that's a great way to put it, Chelsea.
Thank you. Okay, tell us about it.
We are your podcast hosts, Taylor and Chelsea, and what we're going to be doing is going through the more meaty part of the missing and dead scientist list.
I'm too excited.
So, Chelsea, we're going to start off with first person on the more substantive part of the list, Monica Jacinta Reza. She worked at NASA's Jet Propulsion Labs, and she's been missing since June 22nd of 2025.
What's her title?
She was an aerospace engineer and materials processor who worked for both NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena and Aerojet Rocketdyne. She was known for developing and patenting a specialized type of metal used in rocket manufacturing.
Okay, that seems like a scientist.
She went missing while hiking with a friend near Mount Waterman in the Angeles National Forest.
Is this
according to her companion? Yes, it very well could be a missing 411. I would not be surprised to yes, because I fully said this should be on the missing 411 list, not here.
Is this a crossover episode?
Maybe. According to her companion, they were roughly 30 feet apart when they made eye contact. She smiled and waved to indicate she was fine, and moments later, the friend turned around and she had vanished. Despite extensive search and rescue efforts, her body has never been found. Investigators have noted that her professional past overlapped with other missing figures in the field, including former colleague, retired Air Force Major General William McCaslin, who oversaw projects involving her research. I've never found any actual connection between her and General McCaslin or other people.
When
other
did
than
she
that
go
they work
missing?
at the same spot. June 22nd, 2025, just about a year ago.
Okay.
That's actually as much as I have on her. I've tried looking up. There's not more info. But I did learn about something called alpine divorce. Have you ever heard this term, Chelsea?
No.
It's where men go hiking with women. Some of them are they intentionally leave them in the forest and hope that they never make it back. But other ones are just men are too kind of stubborn and go forward that they accidentally leave someone behind by going too fast for them to keep up. And the person ends up missing. It's literally, there's a term called alpine divorce because it happens so often.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, it seems mysterious. It could literally just be the guy that she was hiking with left her behind because he sped up and she couldn't keep up.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, I just saw her,
she's
she's
missing
fine.
Because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody actually just was standing trial for a murder for leaving somebody behind in a mountain, and it turned out it was his second partner that he'd done that to, but the other one survived.
Oh my God.
Like, it was super weird. Yeah.
Crazy. That's all we know about her, hey? Not anything.
That's all we know.
Okay.
Like, she legitimately is a scientist, gone under weird circumstances. Like, yeah, makes the list.
Okay. I can see why that's on there. I can see why that's there. Definitely. Okay. I'm ready for another
Next up on our list is Carl Grillmeyer. Grillmeyer was a 67-year-old astrophysicist at Caltech's Infrared Processing and Analysis Center, which partners with NASA. He was famous for discovering water on a distant exoplanet and for his work on dark matter and galactic structures using the Spitzer Space Telescope. He died on February 16th, 2026. He was fatally shot on his front porch in Llano, an unincorporated community in Antelope Valley, California. The shooting was reported at 6:10 a.m. at the 3700 block of 165th Street East. Paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene, and he was identified 2 days later by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner. The examiner's office reported that he died from a single bullet wound to the torso. Officers from the LA County Sheriff's Department, who we actually did a whole episode on before for their highly corrupt and full of gangs.
They're gangs.
They responded to a call about a carjacking in the area and arrested a suspect. The man was named a 29-year-old Freddie Snyder, who on February 18, 2026 was charged with the murder and separately for carjacking and burglary. Snyder lived 2 miles from Grillmeyer's residence and was reported as having a history of trespassing on Grillmeyer's property. He had reported him to the police on December 20th, 2025. Snyder was arrested on a weapons charge in that case and released 3 days later.
That was weird.
Yeah, weird, but he did know the guy nearby at least, or he had been on the property several times before. And there was no concern big enough from the cops for them to keep him longer than a day or two.
Do we have any other information? Or is that it?
I thought that was enough. He was killed. The guy he was killed by was a carjacker and had run-ins with him in the past on trespassing.
Sorry, what I mean by that's it. I just feel like there was so much more with the other ones, with people speculating like, oh, they weren't suicidal. Oh, they weren't this or that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could give you more, but that's what I got on this guy. And like, he was shot by a criminal. So you're not going to get, he was not suicidal from family members.
Yeah. So why is he on this list? Like, is it they think he was targeted?
Because he is a scientist. He had NASA connections and he had fairly significant research past and discoveries to his name. So
Okay.
That's how he makes that
Fair
list.
enough. Okay.
Next up is Michael David Hicks from NASA's Jet Propulsion Land. And he was a resident of Sunland. Hicks was a veteran research scientist at JPL for 24 years, 1998 to 2022. He was a highly respected physicist, specializing in physical properties of comets and asteroids. He served on high-profile science teams for the DART project, the mission that successfully redirected an asteroid, the Near-Earth Asteroid Tracking, NEAT project, and the Dawn mission. Hicks passed away on July 30th, 2023 at the age of 59. His cause of death was never made public, which is why he gets added to this list. The daughter of Michael David Hicks, though, explains that Hicks suffered from known medical issues at the time of his death and that there was, quote, no train of logic to follow to implicate him in the conspiracy theory, end quote, going on to say she could not, quote, help but laugh about it.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain it was a heart attack, but it's something that the family knew about.
Yeah, okay.
And the last person, Chelsie, on our list goes by the name Frank Maywald. He again worked at NASA Jet Propulsion Lab. Maywald was a 61-year-old principal researcher at Jet Propulsion Labs. He was a highly specialized engineer who designed critical instruments for space missions. At the time of his death, he was working on the surface biology and geology mission, designing a visible to shortwave infrared instrument to map Earth's living color. He had also worked on programs to help astronauts identify signs of life on icy moons like Europa and Enceladus. Maywald died in LA on July 4th, 2024. His cause of death was never made public, but the family published an obituary, so they clearly did not suspect foul play. They stated Frank's life was a testament to the power of dedication, love, and kindness. His legacy will continue to inspire those who knew him and benefited from his work and warmth, end quote. End of the list.
Well, I hate it.
I again think his was natural causes, because I feel like a family might mention something if it was not natural causes.
Cool. Hate all of that. I'm sorry, that's the list?
Yeah, two that are weird. The woman going hiking, which I think can be explained, and maybe the guy who got shot by the car thief.
I think they're weird. Yeah, I think they're tragic. I would listen to like a podcast about that. Yeah, like you're doing right now, listening to it. Are they connected? Most definitely not. I don't think.
Some of them worked at the same place. Some of them had the title scientist. And I've seen people try to expand the list, and I'm just like, no.
Okay, I'm about to make the list better than any of this bullshit. Do you remember... It came up in an episode before. Was it Boeing? Where the guy was
who kept
found...
murdering the people who are whistleblowing?
Yeah. Was one of the guys, he was found in a Tesla. Was that not... You could probably say it's a scientist.
Yeah, but...
And then we could blame it on Boeing. And then mystery solved. Like, why isn't this guy on the list?
I don't know. Somebody had some form of motive. It almost seemed like they wanted to go with alien related, but it's not all in any way alien related when you look at it.
Oh, man, sometimes these fucking conspiracy people drive me crazy. Like, why don't you do, like, actual stuff? Why not? But that was like...
they're doing actual stuff, Chelsie, because look at this. The administration, White House administration, has shifted from acknowledging the reports to an active investigation into the list of 11 missing and dead scientists.
They're gonna find fuck all.
Quote, in light of the recent and legitimate questions about these troubling cases, the White House is actively working with all relevant agencies and the FBI, end quote, Carolyn Levitt said. President Trump added, quote, I hope it's random, but we're going to know in the next week and a half, end quote. The White House has promised a transparent investigation, with Leavitt noting that, quote, no stone will be unturned, end quote. President Trump indicated that the administration expects to have more definitive answers in the coming weeks. Locally, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department remains the lead on the Reza missing persons case, and that's really one of the very few active ones.
Yeah. And you know what exactly that is? Trump has a dismal approving rating right now. He's coming up to midterms and he knows who his base is. It's all the people who are talking about this right now.
The exact same reason the UFO documents is supposed to be released.
Yeah, and I think we should really just release the fucking Epstein files. Hey, I really thought, not to go back to this, but going back to this, I really thought that guy that we talked about with Boeing was going to make this list. I really thought he was
you know
be
what? I completely forgot about it. And you're right. But I don't think it was like UFO related, so they just like disregarded it. And I think he also might like technically be an engineer, like because he built aircrafts. He didn't research
not a
or anything. Yeah.
No.
But some of these guys are, too. Like, they worked in jet propulsion labs, which is engineers, not scientists, for the most part.
I would put it into the same type of thing. And maybe it's because we all know it's Boeing that he didn't make it onto the list.
Yeah.
It's a much bigger conspiracy than this. Honestly, this is insane. I thought it was going to be much better the way people have been going on about it.
I know.
Why does it always end this way?
A lot of the case for the missing or dead scientists really relies on you not looking in any way at the people on the list.
Most things do in this fucking community, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Don't look too far into this, but I gotta tell you something.
There's actually a Wikipedia article on the missing or dead scientists, and I just pulled a bit from it. Following McCaslin's disappearance, other names piled on and the list quickly stopped making sense.
Yeah.
They include suicide victim Amy Eskridge, who prior to her death claimed to be friends with a katana-wielding time-traveling soldier, which I wish I could find more about that story. I don't know what they're talking about. And whose terminal academic degree was a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Alabama, a pharmaceutical researcher, and others with no connection to the defense or aerospace sectors. Michael Shermer, the editor-in-chief of Skeptic, explained that conspiracy theorists began digging around to find anyone who died for any reason or has disappeared, and then scrapping through their bios to see if they had any connection whatsoever to UFOs, military, defense, space, aerospace, propulsion, etc., end quote, inevitably discovering that, quote, patterns and random noise, end quote.
The Boeing guy could have fit that.
I know.
And yet he's not on there.
You know what? I wonder if it was prior to 2022. For some reason, the cutoff is 2022. That explanation was echoed by Benjamin Radford, who characterized the conspiracy theory as mystery-mongering data mining. And according to Mick West, there are more than 700,000 people working in top-secret cleared positions in the U.S. aerospace and nuclear sectors, which, when viewed against existing mortality rates and causes, would suggest that 250 persons in the industry would normally succumb to homicides and suicides over the time period during which 10 or 11 missing scientists had died or disappeared, with thousands more dying of natural causes. And Chelsie, I do want to bring this part. This is my own bringing together. But the murder rate in the US is roughly, it changes from place to place, but it's 4.29 per 100,000 per annum. And the national per capita missing persons rate is 6.5 per 100,000 per annum. With those numbers in mind, Los Alamos National Laboratory over this period of time would have had roughly 16,500 employees working there.
Yeah, okay.
So you would expect roughly 4 missing people from this place.
Yeah, okay. That's
you would also expect 600 deaths. NASA's Jet Propulsion Labs has 5,500 people working at it, and that's after layoffs in 2025. During that time, you would expect 200 deaths and 1 missing person. Caltech, one of the NASA scientists, you'd have 165 staff. You'd expect some deaths from that. All of these are within the normal missing person and mortality rates that you would expect from these things.
Yeah.
It's not out of the ordinary. You could argue that because these people are more educated, likely better off, that their rates would be lower, but I still don't think it falls outside of a normal curve. And not all of them are more educated. Some of them are literally people you say, go get this stuff at Walmart.
Yeah. You were right to say Wilcock is going to get swept up into this because, yep, he fits this list exactly. So that's probably the 12th one that you're seeing on there. I would have no doubt that that's number 12.
I have also, in very recent days, seen somebody also saying there's 9 missing Chinese scientists as well. And you never see anybody saying why the scientists are going missing. It's always just the list.
Yeah.
And there's something going on.
This is nuts. Can I just interject here?
Yeah, of course.
John Mitchell Barnett, February 23rd, 1962, born, died March 9th, 2024.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm just going to read it quick. I'm just going to read, because I need some redemption on this episode.
Although, I really hope the thing that we get from this episode, any of you, is not that there should be more people on this list, particularly the Boeing scientists.
What they should take away from this episode is they need a better fucking list. And I'm putting together a list that's better and it has one person on it right now. I might compile my own list because I was able to quickly come up with one person who's legitimate. I'm going to read this because I need this for this episode. He was an American whistleblower who was known for his substantiated safety and quality reports to the Federal Aviation Administration about Boeing's production of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Barnett worked in quality control at Boeing's 32 years, serving for 7 as a manager at Boeing, South Carolina. Barnett was one of several employees to go public about malpractices at Boeing beginning in 2019 with the New York Times and was featured in a documentary. In March 2024, he failed to report for his third day of deposition. He was found dead of a gunshot wound. The Charlton County coroner described the wound as self-inflicted. A conspiracy theory that Boeing had assassinated him spread amongst the public. I don't know, that seems like a stretch for assassination, but had a doing in it. Video surveillance and other... No, it was an assassination from what I remember. Video surveillance and other evidence examined by the Charleston Police Department showed that Barnett's cause of death was suicide by firearm, caused by a period of serious personal distress, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, much better than this other list that you guys have put together. I'm speaking directly to the list makers now. Your list sucks.
Get better.
A better list. Get a better list. He might not be directly a scientist. However, most of the people on your fucking list are not scientists either. So, yeah, that's my message to the list makers.
Chelsie, I was looking through some of our, go-to hits for who had made comments on the missing and dead scientists. And, of course, we've seen David Wilcock has mentioned it. Anna Paulina Luna, who's a congressional representative out of Florida. She's crazy. We'll do an episode on her at some point. Has made comment on it. I believe Tim Burchett as well. Both Republicans have made comments on the list. I went to go search Coast to Coast AM to see if they'd done an episode on this. And they did in 2003. And do you want to guess who the guest was?
Steve Quayle.
It was Steve Quayle.
Shut up!
November 27, 2003, they had Steve Quayle on, and this is the episode description. This is the greatest murder mystery in history, said author and terrorism expert Steve Quayle. Thursday's guest for the full 4-hour broadcast, he was discussing the mysterious series of deaths of around 30 prominent microbiologists, which began in 2001. He delineated the causes of their death, which includes planes being shot down or crashing, a satanic murder, and improbable suicides. Quayle believes the thread that connects the victims is that they were all working on developing genetically specific weapons that could target certain races or groups. He named a transnational black ops secret operation program as being behind the murder of the scientists, and this shadowy group intends to release a super plague that will eliminate 90% of the world's population. And they wanted to take out people that could come up with a cure for this illness, said Quayle. Implementation of this depopulation plan may have already begun, and Africa may be the initial test site, Quayle suggested. He was particularly wary of a Spanish flu derivative that may soon, if it hasn't already, be unleashed.
I am so proud of myself right now. That was amazing. I didn't even know that. It just seemed like something you
This isn't even a new phenomenon. Steve Quayle's been doing it for over 20 years. If you go to his website, he has... I'm just going to share my screen, Chelsie, really quick.
Oh, I'm excited to see this. We meet again, Steve Quayle's website.
The fear that he does is just, oh man. He has been cataloging this
Oh my god.
Look at this list.
There's no way we saw this on his website when we were looking at this. Holy shit, this is a long list.
He stopped doing it apparently. So the farthest back he goes is 2004, which is even after his appearance on the show Coast to Coast. So he has to have even more. But it goes into...
I should just start linking this list to people who are talking about it on Reddit. I think I might do it.
And it's hilarious too, because I found it on his website, but it shows up like this, and I was like, oh, I should not click that link.
Oh, wow.
I should not click that link. And I clicked
incredible. Dead scientists. Hold on. It says dead scientists. Click here.
And I wasn't a dead scientist, so I didn't know.
I know. You can't click it if you're not a dead scientist.
And I was like, this is either a virus or the weirdest ad I've ever seen, but I gotta click on it.
Oh my
I know
God.
I shouldn't, but I gotta.
Oh, wow. There's something about Stephen Quayle coming up in this that just makes it all better now. I don't know why.
He even at least had, like, first off, a bigger list.
This is way better.
I guarantee
than what
you
we
it's
just
a
went
bullshit
through.
list.
Yeah.
Still bullshit, but a bigger
so much
list.
bullshit. Yeah. So
He
much
had
bullshit.
a coherent idea of why they're being murdered, and he could actually explore that.
Yeah, I love that.
So
I
at
love
least
this.
good on him for doing that.
Yeah. He stopped. So
Yeah.
He probably didn't think maybe they stopped. Maybe they took a hiatus until just
He was able to
recently.
stop them. Actually, weirdly enough, what it stops in... No, to 2015.
2015.
Maybe, you know what? There probably is another list that he has somewhere on his list. It's like 2016 to 2022. Like, he has to break it up because there's so many.
Wow. This is more compelling than the other list. I'm going to be honest. The list the White House has, horrible list. I should link the White House, that list. Steve Quayle's. I don't even know what's on it. I already know it's better.
That's what I've got for this. But I thought I'm going to leave this off with an article. If you're actually concerned, you're somebody who saw this list and you're like, oh my God, somebody is getting rid of our talented scientists. We need to make sure that we can retain good scientists in the US.
Yeah.
I have something for you to focus on. It's an article I found, perfect enough. Real reason top scientists are fleeing the US under Trump. Talented people can't get jobs. Young researchers seek opportunities abroad as instability and funding shortages threaten American scientific future. A growing wave of talented scientists is considering their future in the United States, driven by severe funding cuts and increasingly unstable research environment. Many are now planning to move abroad, leaving behind a scientific landscape that once drew the best minds from around the world. The Trump administration's approach to scientific funding has led to widespread instability in American research institutions. At the University of Washington, a once thriving center for biomedical research, staff layoffs, hiring freezes, and reduced research activities have become routine. Dr. Jack Castelli, a Canadian doctoral student, had a clear plan to join a US biotech firm after completing his PhD. But with the government's funding slowdown, his options suddenly feel limited. Castelli's research focused on developing gene editing techniques that could combat HIV. Early results in mice show promise. He was eager to see his work turn into real treatments. Yet when the Trump administration's cuts hit, funding for grants at the National Institute of Health shrank by over $2.5 billion in the first month of 2025 alone. The university was forced to halt new hires and reduce grants, leaving scientists like Castelli uncertain about their future. The effect ripples beyond university labs. Professors are making salary cuts and research projects are being abandoned or delayed. Dr. Anna Wald, leading infectious disease researcher at UW Medicine, mentioned that some principal investigators had to cut their own salaries to keep their teams afloat. Many students find themselves unable to secure positions in labs or are forced to leave the country altogether. The atmosphere has become tense and uncertain. According to a court filing, faculties are unsure whether they will retain their jobs or continue participating in conferences. This climate discourages new talent from entering the world and prompts seasoned scientists to look elsewhere. The Nobel laureate David Baker pointed out that talented researchers are choosing not to stay in the US because there's not really any obvious commitment to science. He also went on record to say that really talented people are not able to get jobs. Other really talented people are able to get jobs, but they're choosing not to take them because of the craziness. A poll conducted by Nature revealed that more than 75% of 1,600 scientists surveyed are actively considering leaving the US. Early career researchers, including postgraduate students and PhD candidates, are especially inclined to move. Many of these young scientists face the reality of shrinking funding, fewer job prospects, and the loss of international collaboration. Kristen Weinstein, a doctoral student working on autoimmune research, had planned to build her career in the US, but with current climate, she's now exploring options in Europe, Australia, and Germany. Quote, "It's been difficult to see so many opportunities slipping away. I feel like I might have to leave my home country just to keep my work going." End quote. The trend is not limited to individual careers. Universities and research centers are feeling the strain. Some departments have reduced incoming graduate classes by half, and many labs are operating at a fraction of their former size. The loss of funding and stability risks creating a generation of scientists who might never reach their full potential. There's a little bit more, but I think that's all I need to show. Really, if this is something that does concern you that you are losing scientists, then you should focus on making sure you get funding for actual scientists to do their jobs. I think that's a simple takeaway to have.
Yeah, I think that's a great article to end on, actually. And I'm just going to go out.
Because I have not seen anybody bring those up together.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say the people who made this list are not concerned about losing scientists in that way.
Nope.
Yeah.
Let's face it, people like a fantastical story. And what's more fantastical than somebody mysteriously murdering and taking away scientists?
Yeah, it is definitely playing into the conspiracy-minded for the missing and murdered scientists. There's tons of people missing in the world. Obviously, they're not true crime lovers. They're more conspiracy-minded in this matter. You could look at all sorts of missing people who go missing in strange circumstances. I do find them compelling as well. They're interesting to look at, mostly just because there's a mystery to solve. And I feel very bad for the families involved as well. It's a very sad thing. Yeah, I think that's a great way to end it. The article speaks for itself, I think.
And my personal opinion is somebody saw the general go missing, happened to find one other person within the UFO community who had also died or gone missing, started making connections, and didn't really care if the connections to all of them worked together, so long as they had a connection somewhere with something on the list.
Yeah.
And that's how it just kept expanding, and they never started with anything other than here's a list of dead scientists or people being threatened within the community.
Yeah. And I mean, then,
whatever that community may be.
Then they can just point to the list. Look at the list.
Yeah.
There's a whole list of things.
But yeah, I hope everybody leaves this a little more enlightened, at least with some sort of call to action. Seriously, there's something to be done here. It's just not with what you think it is.
Yeah. Well worth your time, though, people of the United States who are, I don't know what you can do exactly.
Hey, maybe you just write a letter asking for the Epstein files to be released.
Yeah.
I know I just saw that if BC might even put U.S. liquor back on the shelves if they release the Epstein list. That's the most recent.
Oh my God, I
love
love that. Did EB do that?
I'm not sure. I just saw the headline. I haven't read the article yet.
I like that.
I think that's a good spot to end it. I've been Taylor, here with Chelsie. We are Journey to the Fringe. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Journey to the Fringe. If you have liked what you have listened to, please like, share, subscribe, or follow, depending on what venue you are listening to us through. Also, please, if possible, leave a 5-star review, as that really helps us in the algorithms. Should you wish to interact with us, please check us out on your social media of choice. I bet you we are there. And if you really want to communicate with us and give us ideas for new episodes, or tell us that we're wrong and terrible, either way, please send us an email at journeytothefringe@gmail.com. For now, I'll see you in the next episode.